This would have to be about the scariest scenario any parent could ever contemplate, to have to take a sick child to hospital for treatment, for the child then to be killed, to be murdered by a nurse. Nurse Lucy Letby has now been found guilty of murdering 7 babies in her care, and this was on the neonatal ward where she worked at the Countess of Chester Hospital in North England, and she has been found guilty also of attempting to kill another 6. The murders took place between June 2015 and June 2016, and she was convicted after a trial lasting 10 months at the Manchester Crown Court. And that was not all. She was charged with yet more murders of babies who were under her care, and the jury remained undecided on 6 other charges of attempted murder. She was cleared of 2 charges. Now the police are reviewing the admission of as many as about 4,000 babies at hospitals where this nurse worked, though the police say they are not actively investigating all 4,000 cases, perhaps too much for them to do there. The conviction now makes Lucy the biggest baby killer Britain has known in recent times. She will be sentenced on Monday, and the sentence is expected to be a severe one that could well keep her in prison the rest of her days. Britain does not have capital punishment. The particularly hurtful aspect of this whole case has been that many of these murders could well have been prevented. Other staff at the hospital who worked with her could see what she was doing. They raised concerns, they made complaints one after another, but these went unheeded, they went uninvestigated, and this was until much later, after she had killed many of the children who were in her care and who she was there to support and treat. A government inquiry is now being carried out to see how she could have got away with all these murders, how checks and balances that should have been there failed to prevent these murders. There were warnings, particularly from the doctors she was working with, after they encountered one unexplained death after another. In one case, a fellow nurse who complained about her said that Lucy Letby then tried to harm her baby by injecting insulin, one of the methods the nurse used to kill these children, along with injecting air or force feeding the babies with too much milk. Most murders were committed while she worked on the night shift in the hospital. In one case, a parent saw her attempting to kill her child, and Letty's response was, "Well, trust me, I'm a nurse." The director of the hospital where she worked and killed has now said that he's extremely sorry about all this, but not many think that that is enough and that saying that is enough. Lucy Letby knew what she was doing. She described herself as a horrible, evil person. She wrote several notes, and one of the principal grounds on which she was convicted was these notes she wrote. In one of them she said, "I am evil, I did this." In another she said, "I killed them because I am not good enough to care for them." The youngest of her victims was just 1 day old.
Lucy Letby was entrusted to protect some of the most vulnerable babies. Little did those working alongside her know that there was a murderer in their midst. She did her utmost to conceal her crimes by varying the ways in which she repeatedly harmed babies in her care.
I speak for the whole Trust when I say how deeply saddened and appalled we are at Lucy Letby's crimes. We are extremely sorry that these crimes were committed at our hospital, and our thoughts continue to be with all the families and loved ones of the babies who came to harm or who died. We cannot begin to understand what they have been through.